Hello viewers, welcome to another lesson on geometry. We look at parallel lines on this lesson. So parallel lines, what are parallel lines? When lines are parallel, what do you understand from the word parallel? These are lines that moves in the same direction and the distance apart is always the same. Or you said lines that never meet on the same plane and moving in the same direction. If they are on the same plane, moving in the same direction, and the distance apart is constant throughout, these are called parallel lines. So we will have angles formed on parallel lines. When the parallel lines are cut by other lines, we'll have angles formed. So we go forward. That is basically the definition of parallel lines. Lines in the same direction and the distance apart is always constant. Or we said the lines that never meet when they are on the same plane and moving in the same direction. Angles formed by parallel lines cut by a transversal. Angles are formed when those lines are cut by a transversal. If parallel lines are cut by a transversal, angles are formed. But before we look at the angles formed, let's consider angles that are formed when two lines are cut by a transversal, not necessarily parallel. We have just two lines. When they are cut by another line, that line that cuts two or more lines is called a transversal line. We consider a line that intersects two lines. A line that intersects at least two other lines is called a transversal. At least two, meaning two and above. That line is called a transversal. 8 angles are formed when a transversal intersects two lines. 8 angles are formed. So these 8 angles that are formed is what we have here on the diagram. We have exterior angles. That is the angles outside. We have interior angles, the angles in between the lines. Then that's the transversal. So the transversal is the line that cuts the two lines that are formed. The line L is our transversal line. Then if you look at angle 1 and angle 1 is an exterior angle, angle 2 is an exterior angle, angle 7 and angle 8 are all exterior angles. So the interior angles are the angles between the two lines. In the figure above, L is a transversal intersecting lines M and N. That's the lines M and N. Angle 1, 2, 7 and 8 are called exterior angles because they are outside lines M and N. Angles 3, 4, 5 and 6 are called interior angles because they are in between lines M and N. So that is what we have there. The angles that are in between the lines M and N are called interior angles, and the angles that are outside the line M and N are called exterior angles. That is just when a transversal cut any two lines, 8 angles are formed. Whether they are parallel or not, if a transversal cut any two lines, 8 angles are formed. Angles pairs formed by parallel lines cut by a transversal. When two parallel lines are giving in a figure, there are two main areas, that interior and exterior. When two parallel lines are giving in a figure, there are two main areas, the interior and the exterior. You look at the parallel lines we have here on the diagram. We have the exterior that is outside the parallel lines. Outside the parallel lines is the exterior, and inside is called the interior. Like this one here is the exterior. Anything that is outside is exterior. These are all exterior. So the what is in between them is interior. These are the two main areas that we looked at. Exterior, that is outside of the lines, and in between the lines we call it interior. When two parallel lines are cut by a third line, the third line is called the transversal. In the example below, 8 angles are formed when parallel lines M and N are cut by a transversal line T. 8 lines are formed. There are several special pairs of angles formed. What are these special pairs of angles formed? We have vertical pairs, that is angle 1 and angle 4. Let's get the diagram again. Vertical pairs, angle 1 and angle 4. Vertical pairs, look at them, angle 1 and angle 4. Angle 1 is here, that's angle 1 and angle 4. They are vertical pairs. So, and angle 2 and angle 3 are also vertical pairs. Angle 2 and 3. That's angle 2 and 3. They are also vertical pairs. Angle 2 and angle 3 are also vertical pairs. Then you have angle 5 and angle 8 are also vertical pairs. You have angle 7 and angle 6 are vertical pairs. Angle 5 and 8 are vertical pairs. Angle 7 and angle 6 are also vertical pairs. So these are called vertical pairs, or we call them vertically opposite angles. Vertical pairs, or we commonly call them vertically opposite angles. Recall that all pairs of vertical angles are congruent. All pairs of vertical angles are congruent. Or, in other words, they are all equal. All pairs of vertical angles are equal or are the same. So this means angle 1 and angle 4 is equal. Angle 1 and angle 4, that is angle 1 is equals to angle 4. Angle 2 is equals to angle 3. Angle 5 is equals to angle 8, and angle 6 is equals to angle 7. Pairs of vertically opposite angles are congruent or equal. So we look at the next slide. Supplementary pairs. Supplementary pairs. Supplementary is the sum of when you are two angles and your sum is 180 degrees. That is what we call supplementary angles. Two angles are said to be supplementary if they add up to 180 degrees. So supplementary pairs, meaning if the two angles are added, they will give a sum of 180 degrees. Still, the diagram before, that is where they are looking at the supplementary pairs. Now, where will we have our supplementary pairs? Which angles are we going to add to have 90 degrees, sorry, to have 180 degrees? Which angle will we add to have 180 degrees? Supplementary pairs, angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary angles. Angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary angles. Angle 1 and angle 3 are supplementary angles. Angle 1 and angle 3 are supplementary angles. That is 1 and 3. This is a supplementary pair. Angle 1 and angle 3 are supplementary angles. Then we have angle 2 and angle 4 are also supplementary angles. Angle 2 and angle 4 are supplementary. Angle 3 and angle 4 are supplementary. Angle 5 and angle 6 are supplementary. Angle 7 and angle 8 are also supplementary. These are pairs of supplementary angles. There are many when a line cuts, when a transversal cuts two lines. So there are many supplementary angles in the diagram. That is it here, 1 and 2, 2 and 4, 3 and 4, 1 and 3, 5 and 6. Then you have 6 and 8, 7 and 8, and 5 and 7 are all supplementary angles. Recall that supplementary angles are angles whose measure adds up to 180. The sum of the angles will give you 180. If you add the two angles, you should have 180. So we look at the next slide. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. First we talk about interior angles. We have to know what are interior angles. If we have our parallel lines, this is the parallel lines. The angles in between them are called the interior angles. The angles in between them are the interior angles. Angle in between are called the interior angles. Like here, we have the interior angles in between the parallel lines. So we have to use that knowledge to get our alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. First, we have to get the interior angles. The interior angles will be in between the parallel lines. Like here, if we have angle 1, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the interior angles. They are the interior angles. How do we find the alternate angles or the alternate interior angles? Two angles in the interior of the parallel lines, an opposite side, that is alternate side of the transversal, are called alternate interior angles. When they are different sides of the transversal, in between the parallel lines, are called alternate interior angles. An example of that is angle 4 and angle 5. On this diagram, angle 4 and angle 5, you can see they are alternate interior angle. Angle 4 is at the right side of the transversal, and angle 5 is at the left side of the transversal, and they are in between the parallel line. They are called alternate interior angle, and they are congruent, meaning they are equal. Alternate angles are equal. Interior alternate angles are equal. You have another diagram with slant parallel line. This time the parallel lines are slanted, and the interior angles we have on that diagram is angle 3 and angle 6. You can see angle 3 is down at the down side of the transversal, and the other one is up side of the transversal, so they are alternate interior angles. Angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles. We go on. Alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angle. Now exterior angles. Exterior angles, first is the angles outside the parallel line. Outside. Alternate different side of the transversal. So if the angle fall at different side of the transversal and outside the parallel line, are called alternate exterior angles. Two angles in the exterior of the parallel lines and on opposite side or alternate side of the transversal is called alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. And are non-adjacent and congruent. They are not adjacent, meaning they do not share an arm, but congruent, meaning they are also equal. They are not adjacent and they do not share an arm. Non-adjacent, meaning if you have this as your parallel line, adjacent angle is, for instance, we have angle 4 here, and this angle 5 are adjacent. This is angle 5. These two angles are adjacent. So if they are not adjacent and all exterior angles, and they are at alternate side of the parallel, alternate side of the transversal line, they are called alternate exterior angle. That is opposite side of the transversal line and outside the parallel line. Non-adjacent are called exterior alternate angles, and they are congruent. They are equal. In the diagram we have angle 1 and angle 8. Angle 1 and angle 8. So angle 1 is equals to angle 8 because they are alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Angle 1 and angle 8 are alternate exterior angles. Angle 2 and angle 7 are also alternate exterior angles in the other diagram. They are found outside the outside the parallel line and at the alternate side of the transversal non-adjacent are called exterior alternate angles. Exterior alternate angles. Corresponding angles. Two angles, one in the interior and one in the exterior, that are on the same side of the transversal are called corresponding angles. Two angles at the same side of the transversal line and in the same position of the parallel lines are called corresponding angles. They are not adjacent, non-adjacent, and are congruent. One interior and one exterior at the same side of the transversal non-adjacent angles are called corresponding angles. They cannot be adjacent angles, meaning they will not share arms. So one interior and inside angle, one exterior and at the same side are called adjacent angle. Are called corresponding angles. One interior, one exterior at the same side, non-adjacent, are called corresponding angles. An example of that we have in our diagrams here, angle 1 and angle 5. Angle 1 is an exterior angle, angle 5 is an interior angle, and at the same side of the transversal, this is the transversal T, they are the same side and non-adjacent, they are corresponding angles. They are corresponding angles. Then here also you have the transversal, angle 2 and angle 6. Angle 6 is interior and angle 2 is exterior, and at the same side non-adjacent is corresponding angles. You have another example down. You have angle 3 and angle 7, interior, angle 3, exterior, angle 7. So they are corresponding angles. So there's the fourth example there. So we go to the next slide. Examples of angles on parallel lines cut by a transversal. Identify each pair of angles as corresponding alternate interior, alternate exterior, or vertically opposite angles. Identify each pair. Let us look at the first correction, number 1. What is the pair there? What type of angle is on correction number 1? Angle X and angle Y. Angle X and angle Y, what pair of angle is X and Y here in number 1? You can see one exterior, one interior, and at the same side. When you have one exterior, one interior, and at the same side of the transversal, non-adjacent, what type of angle are they? That is what we have just discussed. They are called corresponding angles. So number 1 is corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Number 1 is corresponding angles. We look at number 2. X and Y. They are all exterior angles. Y is exterior and X is exterior. And at the opposite side of the transversal, what type of angles are they? Y is an exterior angle, X is an exterior angle. At opposite side of the transversal, what type of angle are they? What type? Alright, number 2, we have angle Y and angle X. They are all exterior angles. They are all exterior angles. You can see Y is an exterior angle and X is an exterior angle outside the parallel line. So if the angles are outside the parallel line, they are called exterior angles. Different side of the transversal, they are called alternate exterior angle. So number 2 is alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angle number 2. We look at number 3. Number 3, you have one interior and one exterior. One interior and one exterior, just like number 1. But now the interior angle is on the top line of the parallel line and the exterior is down. So one interior, one exterior at the same side, it does not matter how it is put, it's called corresponding angle. One interior, one exterior non-adjacent at the same side of the transversal is called corresponding angle. This is also called corresponding angles. This is also called corresponding angle, just like this other one here, number 1. This is corresponding angles. So the next, number 4, what type of angles is number 4? Angle Y and angle X. Angle Y and angle X are what type of angles? We discussed that also. Angle Y and angle X, they are all interior angles. X is inside and Y is inside. So we call them interior angles. These are interior angles. Interior angles. Angle Y and angle X are interior angles. Number 5, both interior angles, Y is interior and X is interior. Different side of the transversal, all inside, and different side of the transversal, non-adjacent, are called alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Number 6, Y is exterior and X is exterior. Found at different side of the transversal and non-adjacent are called exterior alternate angles. Exterior alternate angles. Exterior alternate angles. Number 7, angle Y and angle X, they are opposite, vertically opposite angle. They are sharing a vertex and vertically opposite to each other, so they are vertically opposite angles, or vertical pairs. Vertically opposite. Then number 8, we have 3 lines here that are parallel, X and Y. What type of angles are they? And is X an interior angle and is Y an interior angle? That is what we need to identify first. This line is just there to distract you. So you can see from the first one here and the one down, you concentrate on those 2 parallel lines, and these other lines serve as the transversal line. So with those 2 lines, you can realize X is an interior angle and Y is also an interior angle. So where are they found with regard to the transversal? They are found at different sides of the transversal and non-adjacent. So if they are not adjacent and found at different sides of the transversal, is alternate. In between the parallel lines, alternate interior. So this is alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. So that is what we have here. So we move on to the calculation of angles formed on parallel lines cut by a transversal. Angles formed on parallel lines cut by a transversal. In the previous slides, we discussed angles formed when parallel lines are cut by a transversal. The angles that are formed were discussed. Some of these angles were alternate exterior, alternate interior angles, corresponding angles, vertically opposite angles, supplementary angles. These were the angles discussed, and interior angles. So we have to put that always at the back of the mind. Pairs of angles on parallel lines cut by a transversal, vertically opposite angle are equal and congruent. Look at the shaded areas. These two angles are vertically opposite. Points that are shaded, that is this pair here. These are called vertically opposite angle. If this is 25 degrees, the same thing will be for this angle. This will also be 25 degrees because they are equal or congruent. Vertically opposite angles are equal or congruent. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles are also equal. They are equal. Whatever you have on this angle, that is this one that is shaded here, if this is 50 degrees, is going to be the same for this other one, 50 degrees. They are equal and non-adjacent. These are alternate interior angles. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. Alternate exterior angles are congruent. So these are the alternate exterior angles. This is an exterior angle. This is also an exterior angle. And at different sides of the transversal, they are congruent, meaning equal, and non-adjacent. They are not sharing an arm. Exterior angle, equal, non-adjacent angles. So we go to the other one. Same side interior angles are supplementary. That is, they add up to 180. Same side interior angle. We same side here, we mean same side of the transversal. Same side of the transversal are interior angles are supplementary. The two angles add up to 180. So if this angle here is x and this is y, x plus y should equals 180 degrees. Same side interior angles are supplementary, add up to 180. Same side exterior angles are supplementary, that they also add up to 180, just like same side interior angles. Corresponding angles are equal or congruent. Corresponding angles are equal or congruent. So this corresponding angle, one angle interior and another angle exterior, non-adjacent and the same side of the transversal, they are called corresponding angle. One interior, one exterior, non-adjacent at the same side of the transversal are called corresponding angle, and they are equal. These are what we have to remember always if we are dealing with angles formed by parallel lines. This is what we must remember. We look at this diagram. For each of the set of angles named in the pairs, find the missing measurement. Find the missing measurement. That is x degrees here. We find x degrees here. If you look at x and 68, 68 is an interior angle. X is an exterior angle. Where are they? At what side of the transversal are they? Are they at the same side? Yes, they are at the same side. Are they adjacent angles? No, they are not adjacent angle. One interior, one exterior at the same side, non-adjacent angle, we said are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are congruent. So x is equals to 68 degrees because this is an interior angle, this is also an exterior angle, all at the same side of the transversal. There are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are congruent. Another question, the pair of angles are, first we have to fill angle x and angle 134. The pairs of angles are what? We have to know that first. What is the name of the pairs of angle we have? What is the name? They are interior angles and at the same side of the transversal, at the same side interior angles. These angles are, same side interior angles are what? Same side interior angles are what? Are supplementary or added up to 180, added up to 180 degrees. They are supplementary, added up to 180, added up to 180 degrees. So x is equals to, if the two angles add up to 180, you have one of the angle. To get the other one, you subtract the one that you have from 180. So 180 degrees minus 134 degrees. 180 degrees minus 134 degrees. The angles are interior angles and same side, and they add up to 180. So x will be equals to 180 minus 134. So that will give us 46. X degrees is equals to 46. X degrees is equals to 46. X degrees is equals to 46. So this is the way we solve this one. X degrees is equals to 46. We look at the third question. How do we find x in the question again? What type of angle are they? What type of angle are they? X and 128. X and 128, they are vertically opposite angles. Vertical angles. They are vertical angles. Vertical angles. What do we say about vertical angles? They are equal. So they are equal, vertical angles, they are equal. So therefore, x is equals to 120 degrees. Therefore, x is equals to 120 degrees because vertical angles are equal. We look at the fourth question. X degrees and 101 degrees. X degrees and 101. What type of angle are they? 101 is an interior angle. X is an interior angle. And they are found at opposite side of the transversal. What type of angle are they? Alternate interior. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. What is about alternate interior angle? Alternate interior angles are equal, so they are equal. They are equal like vertical angles. Therefore, x is equals to 101 degrees. Therefore, x is equals to 101 degrees. We look at our fourth question. We have an exterior angle x and another exterior angle 77 degrees, and at the same side. What type of angles are they? They are same side exterior angles. The angles are same side exterior, same side exterior, and they are supplementary. They are added up to 180, added up to 180 degrees. So therefore, x plus 77 will give you 180 degrees. By undoing 77 from both ends, we have our x. So we subtract 77 and subtract 77 here. So we'll have x is equal to 7 plus 77 minus 77 will cancel. 180 minus 77 is 103 degrees. 180 minus 77 is 103 degrees. Our x is equals to 103 degrees. Number 6. 106 is an interior angle. X is an interior angle. First we have to find out what type of angle are they. And they are at opposite side of the transversal, so they are alternate interior. Alternate interior. What is alternate interior? Are they equal? Yes, they are equal. Alternate interior, they are equal. That's the theorem or postulate of alternate interior. Then therefore x is equal to 106 degrees. Therefore x is equal to 106 degrees. We have 74, that's number 7, and x, what type of angle they are? They are same side interior, same side interior, same side interior, and same side interior angles are supplementary. They are added up to 180. They are added up to 180 degrees. They are added up to 180. So therefore x plus 74 is equal to 180. We undo 74 from both sides by minus 74 and minus 74 plus 74 will cancel minus 74, that is 0. X is equal to 180 minus 74 is 106 degrees. 180 minus 74 is 106 degrees. So we go to the last one, number 8. (142) is an exterior angle and x is also an exterior angle, and they are found at different sides of the transversal. What type of angles are they? They are alternate. They are alternate exterior. They are alternate exterior, and they are equal. Alternate exterior are equal. They are equal. So therefore x is equal to 142 degrees. X is equal to 142 degrees. First, what you need to do, you have to find what type of angle you have, and what do you know about the angle. Are they equal? Are they supplementary, meaning added up to 180? If you can find that, then you will be able to solve for the missing angle. We look at the next slide. Calculate the angles of each letter in the diagram below. Give reasons to support for your answers. Give reasons for your answers. Calculate the angles of each letter in the diagrams below and give reasons for your answer. So we start with the first diagram. Roman figure 1, we find angle A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Which one should we find first? We can find A is a supplementary angle or a straight line angle. You can see A and 140. So we start with A first. We'll have A plus 140, because A and 140 are supplementary angles. We have to give that reason. A plus 180 are supplementary angles. This is equals to 180 degrees. Our reason is straight angle or supplementary angles. Straight angles. And we know straight angles add up to 180. So this is why we say A plus 140 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. We undo 140 from both sides. Minus 140 minus 140. So if you do that, plus 140 degrees minus 140 degrees will cancel. So A is equals to 180 minus 140 will give you 40 degrees. 180 minus 140 will give you 40 degrees. Then we solve for B. We have A, we solve for B. In the diagram you can see A is equals to B, reason, vertical angles. A is equals to B, they are vertical angles. You can see. So vertical angles and vertical angles are equal. So this is vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. So therefore B is also equals to 40 degrees since it is equals to A. Then we find C. Let us C and 140 are also vertically opposite. C and 140 are vertically opposite. So to get C, we'll say C is equals to 140 degrees. Reason, vertically opposite. Vertically opposite angles. So C is 140 degrees. We look at letter D. D is an interior angle. We compare it with B. B is also an interior angle, an opposite side of the transversal, non-adjacent. What type of angle are they? They are alternate interior angles. So we'll say B is equals to D. We say B is equals to D. Reason, alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. What is the value of B? The value of B is 140, so that will make D also, sorry, the value of B is 40, that will make D also to be equals to 40 degrees. D is also equals to 40 degrees. We find letter E. Letter E and letter C are also interior alternate angles. Letter C and letter E are interior alternate angles or alternate interior angles. So letter C is equals to letter E. Letter C is equals to E. Reason, alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. So E is equals to, what is the value of C? 140. So therefore letter E is equals to 140 degrees. Letter E is equals to 140 degrees since it is equals to letter C. So we go for letter F. We take F and B. B is an interior angle, F is an exterior angle, and they are the same side of the transversal, non-adjacent. What type of angle we call them? We call them corresponding angles. F is equals to B. So we say B is equals to F, or F is equals to B. B is equals to F. Reason, corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. So B is 40 degrees. So therefore F is also equals to 40 degrees. F is also equals to 40 degrees. What else do we have? G. Letter G, you can solve it with letter C to have corresponding angle. You can also solve it with letter A to have same side exterior angle. So let's use that same side exterior angles. A plus G. Same side exterior angle, remember, is supplementary. So we'll say A plus G. Let me change the color. Same side exterior angle, that is A plus G, is equals to 180 degrees. Same side exterior angles. Same side exterior angles. Same side exterior angles. What is letter A? That's the first one we found. A is equals to 40. So you will have 40 plus G is equals to 180 degrees. 40 plus G is equals to 180 degrees. What do? We undo the 40 from this side. That will be minus 40. And here we have minus 40. So minus 40 plus 40 will cancel. We have G, that will be 0, is equals to 180 minus 40. That is 140 degrees. So we find all of them. G is 140, F is 40, E is 140, D is 40. So that is the way they relate until you will find all of them. And always we are also asked to give reason for our answers. So someone can find it in a different way, just give the right reason for your answers. Like B and D, we said is alternate interior. If you go, somebody can find it as D and C together, and that will be same side interior instead of alternate interior. So giving the reason will tell your understanding very well. So we go to the next one. This one, let's go and put it in our next page and solve it there. We have 140 T, R, S, P and Q. 140 is T, R, S, P and Q. First, what do we find? We can find R first, we can find S first, we can find P first. So let's just see what to find first. Let's say we find R first. R and 140. We said R is equals to 140 degrees. What is our reason? Alternate interior. They are interior angles and at different side of the transversal. They are called alternate interior. So that will be your reason, alternate interior. Alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. We can find T and 140 are straight angles. So we'll say T and 140, T plus 140 straight angles, T plus 140 degrees is equals to 180 degrees. The reason, straight angles. Straight angles. So we'll say undo 140 from both sides, minus 140, minus 140. This is 0 plus 140 minus 140, that's 0. So T is equals to 40 degrees. T is equals to 40 degrees. Now we find Q. We find Q. T and Q, what type of angle are they? T is an interior angle, Q is an exterior angle, and at the same side of the transversal, they are called corresponding angles. So we'll say T is equals to Q, reason, corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Therefore, Q is equals to 40 degrees, since it is equals to T. What do we have left? P and S. So Q and S, they are vertically opposite angles. So we say Q is equals to S, reason, vertical angles. Vertical angles. So therefore, our S is equals to 40 degrees. S is 40 degrees. Now P. P and R are also vertical angles. P and R are also vertical angles. So we'll say P is equals to R, reason, vertical angles. Vertical angles. What is the value of P? Or R rather? Value of R is 40. Sorry, R is equals to 140. So therefore, P is equals to 140 degrees. So we found all. We find all. We have R, T, Q, P, R, and S. So we have all of them. P, Q, R, S, T is all there. So we just have to relate it like the other one. You always have to give reason. If it is vertically opposite angle, you give that. If it is alternate exterior, you have to also cite that is alternate exterior. Always give reason. You can solve it differently, but the reason will help us to know whether you really understand what you are doing. So that's the end of it. Thank you very much for your kind attention.